I don't think Pimp would have accepted a Jay-Z verse to be of equal value to him. So let's just break this bread and be done with it. Pimp and Jay didn't really have a relationship in that sense.
Did Pimp C really have a sex tape of somebody in the industry that would break the internet? You look like you done seen it, Marvin. You done seen it. Marvin seen it.
At this hour, members of the hip-hop community are mourning the shocking death of well-known Port Arthur rapper Pimp C. Pimp C, who was born Chad Butler, was one half of the rap group UGK and was found dead this morning in a hotel room in Los Angeles.
His mom thinks he was poisoned, and there was someone with him when he passed who was a very shady, strange character. So there was actually a person of...
You know who they're talking about, child. Those who were in Houston when there were rumors of a Pimp C tape know who was out. Let's hear it from the one and only Beyonce.
Who was in this Pimp C tape?
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage, but I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it. But if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire, man. Whoever it was, they would have to kill me, man. I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man. But yeah, it is a tape, and if you read the comments, a lot of people figured out. Okay. A lot of people figured out because, you know, people that was in Houston at the time, they know who was a little loose.
The most, I think,
did that house burn up?
The worst part isn't even that. Rumor has it that Beyoncé's name will be mentioned a lot during Diddy's trial, and the prosecution will reveal everything, including her alleged involvement in the freak-offs, her knowledge of Cassie, her knowledge of girls being transported across borders, and the things Jay-Z did to cover up their antics.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough? You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston?
According to what I've heard, Beyoncé's extremely risque and spicy past will also be heavily criticized.
And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls.
Basically, what people have been saying is that Beyoncé and Jay-Z cannot have been close friends with Diddy for 20 years, be business partners, attend his parties, know his family, have numerous business relationships, go on multiple vacations together, know all of his children, and not be complicit in or at least aware of the illegal extracurricular activities Diddy is being tried for. Therefore, it wouldn't be shocking if Beyoncé and Jay-Z were both asked to testify. Although the prosecution may concentrate a lot on Diddy's relationship with the Carters, we are aware that these trials frequently uncover seemingly unconnected skeletons in an attempt to establish a link. According to what I've been told, the prosecution wants to portray Beyoncé as one of the girls who was transported across borders, and in order to do so, they will need to bring up Beyoncé's alleged troubled past. I'm talking about everything, including her age when she first started dating Jay-Z and the alleged intimate activities she engaged in, like freak-offs, guys. This is where Pimp C and their purported tape enter the picture. For some background, let's go back to 1992, when Pimp C signed with Jive Records as a member of UGK alongside Bun B. That year, they released their major label debut album, Too Hard to Swallow. Following this, the group released their second and third major label albums, Ride Dirty, 1996, and Super Tight, 1994, both of which peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200. After appearing on Jay-Z's hit song, Big Pimpin', which peaked at number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the Rhythmic Top 40, the group also gained widespread recognition in 2000. Following that, they took a break for the first part of the 2000s, during which time each member worked on their own. Regretfully, Pimp C was discovered dead in his hotel room on Jay-Z's birthday in December 2007. According to the coroner's report, his death was caused by complications from his heavy lean consumption and his pre-existing sleep apnea. What specifically transpired was that Pimp C was performing with Too Short and working on new music while lodging at the Mondrian Hotel in West Hollywood, California. He was supposed to return home on the morning of December 4, 2007, and his wife and cousin were waiting for him at the airport. His wife called the hotel to ask them to check on him after she didn't hear from him that morning. According to reports, Pimp C was found unconscious in his room by hotel staff, and paramedics declared him dead shortly after. This is where things start to get interesting. Pimp's manager reportedly saw Pimp's body lying down as if in prayer, but there was blood all over it, as if he had been struck, according to DJ Paul of 3-6 Mafia. Blood was all over the place, so they assumed he had been hit in the head, but they couldn't be certain. According to DJ Paul, Pimp was kneeling as if in prayer, and the candles were completely burned out. He always lit those candles to go to sleep, so they knew he had likely been dead for a day or so. We even had Too Short tell Hip Hop DX, "I can't believe it's been 10 years, and I still have never, to this day, been able to accept the circumstances," expressing that he thought the circumstances surrounding Pimp C's death were a little suspicious. That's a lot of these little weird situations with people being found in hotel rooms, and they're always alone in a hotel, somewhere in some weird situation, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on with these celebrities in hotel rooms, checking the 27 Club, he continued. You are aware of this. In a subsequent interview with Vlad TV, he added that the death simply didn't make sense to him.
It's like, I heard some shit about he has clothes on or something, I don't know, like, I don't really know if all this is true, but I just heard parts like, I'm like, what happened to my guy?
Right.
And then they come out with the official, it was a mixture of some stuff, the prescription and something else or something that I don't really know. But with me, I never really heard something that would give that closure for me. I never really heard anything tangible or true, like what happened to my guy.
Since this rabbit hole is really deep, let's now discuss the Pimp and Beyonce situation. All right, I am aware that there has been a lot of discussion regarding Pimp C's actual circumstances, including claims that Jay-Z was the one who had him killed due to his purported relationship with Beyonce. However, you should be aware that Pimp C had no fondness for Jay-Z even prior to that. I am aware of this because record executive Greg Taylor described an uncomfortable phone call with Jay-Z and Pimp in an episode of The Art of Dialogue. According to the story, he called Pimp C shortly after the agreement for Jay-Z and UGK to work together on Big Pimpin' was cut. Unfortunately, the call was on speakerphone, and Pimp immediately made fun of Jay-Z.
We set it up a meeting to go meet with Dame Dad. So we go after I leave Java, go to Rock to the Rock. As soon as I sit down there, Dame Dash opened up his checkbook, could have checked for $1 million. I'm like, whoa. He like, I was like, is this for sure? He was like, no. He said, we want to UGK. I was like, what? He's like, we want to with your boys. That's right. So I immediately picked up the phone and called Pimp C. Because all I was trying to get was 100,000. When Dame cut that $1 million, I called Pimp on the phone like, yo, Pimp. And him and Jamal was in the house. And I could hear a tussle or some type of confrontation, right? And I'm like, calm down, bro. Y'all calm down, Pimp.
I ran up the cable bill.
They was fighting. They was fighting like hard. And I'm like, Pimp, stop whatever you doing right now. I told you what's going down with Jamal when you moved him up in there. I said, but right now, I got $1 million check for you. And all we want was 100,000. I was just like, who is that with? I said, with Rockefeller. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm watching Dan with the checkbook, he writing it out. He was like, ain't that with, over there with Jay-Z? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, tell him to take that check and go give it to Tupac mama, man. He's gonna be stealing all my shit. I was like, what?
Notably, Pimp C said that Tupac's mother should receive the $1 million that Jay-Z's label offered him because he believed they would defraud him. Fascinating. What precisely is the relationship between Tupac and Jay-Z? And why would Pimp suggest that Tupac's mother should receive the money? In any case, Pimp C wasn't one to play the industry game and was outspoken about what he knew. He didn't care who you were. He called people out. Jay, Diddy, no one was off limits. We also know that the industry dislikes loud truth tellers, particularly those like Diddy and Jay-Z. Add to that the claim that he made a tape and hooked up with Beyonce. Oh, I don't know what would be the ideal recipe to have him unalive if that wasn't it. Regarding that purported relationship with Beyoncé, at one point, while Bun B was recounting how they were in the studio with Beyoncé, Pimp C was also present, and Jay-Z called the studio to inquire about the identity of the other person. He then insisted that all of the men leave the room, especially Pimp C, after learning that Beyoncé was wearing a spicy outfit.
So he's like, wait a minute, how many dudes are there? And so she's like, oh, it's about 9 or 10 guys, I guess, over there. More in the video.
In fact, Bun B mentioned the occasion when Beyoncé's father warned Pimp C not to hook up with her when discussing his interactions with her.
Out, and Matthew Knowles comes in and he asks Pimp, can I talk to you for a minute? And so they leave out for a couple of minutes and Pimp comes in and he's dying laughing. And we're like, what's wrong? He's like, yo, Matthew Knowles just told me don't f his daughter, man. Please don't. Please, my daughter.
Basically, rumors are that if Beyoncé takes the stand, this is just one of the things that might surface from her past. However, we are also aware that she has been brought up in connection with this case quite a few times, correct? According to reports, Cassie actually named Beyoncé and Jay-Z in her original lawsuit. The problem is that Cassie's lawsuit was reportedly reduced from its original 60 pages to 35 pages. Additionally, Casey allegedly discussed Beyoncé and Jay-Z extensively in these deleted pages. According to reports, Jay-Z and Beyoncé were named in the lawsuit because they allegedly saw Diddy push Cassie down and hit her during one of his parties. The lawsuit allegedly detailed an incident in which Cassie fled upstairs and locked herself in one of the bedrooms after Beyoncé saw Diddy hitting her. After Diddy's security found her, Cassie needed at least half an hour to gather herself. Beyoncé and Jessica Alba allegedly waited for Cassie in the front foyer of the house to see how she was doing after she left for the party. Beyoncé was clearly upset, according to Cassie, and as Diddy and Jay approached them, Beyoncé let out a cry and yelled at Diddy, telling him that his actions were completely inappropriate and offensive. Diddy then knelt down and apologized to Jessica, Cassie, and Beyoncé. According to reports, Beyoncé was also furious with Jay-Z and questioned him about why he was consoling Diddy rather than investigating him. According to reports, she even admitted to Jay-Z that she was beginning to lose faith in him. According to reports, Beyoncé, Cassie, Jessica, and roughly 20 to 25 other people left the party after hearing or seeing what had happened. According to the source, Cassie left with Jessica and her people because she was aware that Diddy would find her due to his relationships with Jay-Z if she left with Beyoncé. Remember when Jaguar Wright said that Jay-Z and Beyoncé are a nasty couple who take people against their will and put them on planes while they're unconscious in order to transport them illegally across borders? Well, guess what?
Victims potentially do you think they could be?
Isn't this the same thing Diddy is accused of? There have also been claims that Beyoncé took part in the freak-offs. As I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of purported ties between Diddy and the Carters. The true query, though, is whether Jay-Z was involved in Pimp C's demise. Although there isn't concrete evidence, the rumors have persisted. And might Diddy's mess be the reason why this all came up again? Of course, because the entire structure might collapse if one domino falls. If Beyoncé and Jay-Z take the stand, I don't think they'll be able to avoid their own skeletons coming up, kid. However, if you believe they can somehow avoid it, please let me know in the comments section below.